he begins an epic tale about a little girl and her horse, the kind of friendship you can't resist. In the following days, the girl, like a little squirrel, stayed with the injured horse, unaware her love and dreams would lead them out of home. Her name is Kyle, born in an abandoned stable, grew up with Grandpa, learning to bond with horses. Every time Dad went to the stable, Kyle clung to him like an octopus, gazing at the car with pitiful eyes. The little mare Cohen trained was named Sanya, and the first time Kyle saw her, she thought, wow, this horse is my dream come true. So she always offers her favorite candy for the horse's affection. Guess what? A race today, such a coincidence. Before the race, Cohen checked and found Sanya's right front leg as soft as butter, concerning. She suggested the boss switch horses, but to impress a Middle Eastern prince, the boss insisted Sanya race. Talk about poor judgment. Cohen desperately explained that it could ruin this champion mare, but the boss' eyes were glued to the prophet, completely ignoring him. And then the race began with the start gun. The horses shot off the starting line like rockets, and Sanya didn't disappoint, rocketing from 4th to 1st place. But the very next second, something unbelievable occurred, causing Kyle's smile to instantaneously morph into a look of pure disbelief, saying, "What in the world?" She quickly dashed through the fence heartbroken, trying to reach her horse, but unfortunately the worst was yet to come. The boss' response was chilling. Sanya was worth $750,000, yet he ordered her euthanasia. Cohen was furious, absolutely livid. And then Cohen and 2 other trainers were fired on the spot, and he immediately demanded the overdue $9,000. The nasty boss only offered $6,000, embarrassing Cohen, who then boldly declared to save Sanya. Looking at pitiful Sanya, Cohen boldly decided to fight for her chance. After all, the cost of handling the body was $3,000, and thankfully, Grandpa agreed to this forgiveness agreement. Ignoring his father's teasing, Cohen brought Sanya home that night for a new life. After a decade of abandonment, the stable welcomed a real racehorse, but Grandpa shook his head coldly and left. Clearly, there was a deep rift between grandfather and grandson, but Cohen bravely sought help from his father. Because his father had previously healed an old horse with fractures, Kyle was hopeful and eager. Sadly, he was met with a ruthless rejection. The next day, Cohen wasn't ready to give up. He distributed the scant $6,000 to 2 friends who got caught up in this mess, and they could only look at him in confusion. What's the point in saving a horse that can't race? They wondered just as Grandpa walked. Do you know who Sanya's ancestors are? Grandpa revealed slowly. The culprit was a descendant of a legendary racehorse. Saving Sanya wasn't just a momentary act of kindness. It was a smart gamble. If Sanya could be healed and have offspring, it could sell for $300,000. What a profit. Excitement bubbled up, and they finally reached a consensus to nurse Sanya back to health collectively. Kyle buzzed with excitement like a little rocket, rushing to the stables every day after school, their eyes glimmering with dreams of Sanya. She brought a bucket to stand on for a better view, but alas, the door was unlocked, and down she went with a thud. The horse got startled, and her dad rushed over to check. After confirming both the girl and horse were fine, he couldn't help but chuckle. The relationship between these 2 was clearly strained, prompting Kyle to turn and leave. Meanwhile, Sanya seemed to say "I'm sorry" to the saddened Kyle. However, in the dead of night, unwilling to keep quiet, Kyle sneakily crawled out. She snuck 2 favorite ice creams from the fridge, tiptoeing to the stable, gazing at Sanya through a gap. Thus began an enchanting interaction. While Dad lay in the stable, he seemed to feel all this but didn't stop the blossoming friendship. As Dad cared for Sanya at home, he finally had more time for his daughter, pointing to the meadow, saying, "That used to be our everything." Grandpa once raised several great mares like Sanya, but had to sell the foals to make a living, while now Dad is selling the meadows too. What a bittersweet thought. Watching her father's lonely figure, Kyle finally realized Dad was once a dreamer too. After a month of gentle care, Sanya could finally stand. Kern excitedly called the vet for checkups. Good news arrived. Sanya's recovering well, and everyone cheered, looking forward to what's next. Cohen immediately went to find a friend to get Sign of the Perfect Stallion, while Kyle's eyes sparkled, knowing these horses were champions. She could name each one of them, and then the friend led them to see a purebred stallion. Kyle looked utterly incredulous and asked, "Can such a small horse even cut it?" But Cohen knew his friend was joking. The true champion was yet to come. Next, a tall, muscular horse appeared, like a rock star, strong and powerful, simply unbeatable. But Cohen was stunned by his friend's next words. The breeding fee was $15,000. Cohen was broke, scratching his head for an idea, ultimately proposing to use future foals as collateral. After a series of setbacks, the father and daughter returned home disappointed, while Grandpa continued recounting his racing tales. When Cohen opened the coffee can, he was astounded to find $20,000 in cash, incredulously questioning his father. "You watched me sell the pastures piece by piece, and now you come to help me. Why?"